Oh, all right, a little bit under the weather tonight, but that welcome to Lantern Year 6 in our Kingdom Death campaign. The settlement of New Orphandale is down to 5 survivors total. One has a fear of the dark, so she cannot hunt. So we're stuck with 4 survivors that can actually go out and hunt for resources. So we're gonna see if we can salvage this game. Otherwise, we may have to take off our first box in the deceased settlement section over here. Lost settlements. All right, let's see. Where were we? We were developing last time because we had 5 endeavors. No resources. The butcher left us with very little. Ants and a pile of scrap. So I don't really know what else we can do to really save that. Oh, excuse me. Just checking a few things, making sure everything is working properly. Alright, so we have to endeavor. This endeavoring is going to be pretty much determining how the rest of this campaign is going to go, because we're going to augury a whole bunch, basically. And what augurying does is it gives us the opportunity to uh, get the intimacy event, and the intimacy event will allow us the possibility to have children. And if we can get more children, we can get more survivors, and possibly salvage this game. We'll also spend one on an armor ritual, which will be the first thing we'll do. Ten will give us an armor on all hit locations, so that's good. So that'll leave our survivors hardier in the end. Hey, Devinus, what's going on? You're the first person to hear tonight, so let me know if there's any audio problems going on, or if there's anything that needs tweaking. Currently, we have Kayleen, Russ Ice Badger, Aiden, and Tebran as the only ones left. Valeria is still alive, but she's retired and has a fear of the dark, so she can't go hunting. We just used the shrine to make sure all of our departing survivors get additional armor in all hit locations. So the guys going out should be a little safer, and then now we'll get some auguries in. Where is everybody's understanding at? Maybe we can double up on this. Alright, we'll have Kayleen do the first augury and see if we can get her Tinker. Do you want to do the honors, or do you want me to? Exclamation point D10. The 6 will give her a survival. So not a total loss, but not what we're looking for. We'll get Kayleen at it again. I'll do it this time. A 9, that's what we're looking for. So now we get to trigger the intimacy event. So who are we nominating? The only 2 women left are Kayleen and Valeria. I think we should do Valeria and Russ again, because that just seems fitting for some reason. And, excuse me, we do still have survival of the fittest, so we roll twice and pick the lowest. So, I mean, we could just get on the settlement here. One of these dice comes up a 1, the settlement's over. No, no, you didn't do that. Uh, has Valeria. All right, neither of them used their lifetime reroll yet. So reroll that one. Because if we get that one, they're both gonna die, and then that's it. It's GG. All right, a 4 gives us a new survivor. So that increases our population to 6. They get +1 strength and evasion thanks to survival of the fittest. Survival is a 6. All right, so we're not totally doomed yet. Definitely gonna make this one a female because we're running out of those. And then we will continue with our auguries. Five just gives us a survival. The last augury was another intimacy. So if you want to give us 2 more D10s, we'll see if Russ and Valeria successfully have another child. You are the worst. Alright, I guess Russ is using his lifetime reroll this time. So the reroll's a 10. So if you roll another 10, we can have twins. Yeah, one more. All right, an 8. So that gives us +1 population, and each of them get 10 survival, because we still haven't innovated bed yet. Do have hovel though. So that puts us up to 7 survivors. It's possible we'll survive this one. At any point you want, we can name these survivors, otherwise we can leave them until later and have somebody else name them. I just want to get their stats out of the way. Alright. So that's the last of our endeavor. All we have left is scrap, so there's really not a lot we can do as far as building things. Alright, man, I'll catch you later. Alright, so there's nothing left with that. So now we're going to depart on our hunt. I'm not making any promises, not in Kingdom Death, my man. Alright, so we'll be hunting another screaming antelope, because that'll give us the hide we need to make additional armor and keep everybody alive. Alright, so bring these guys over here to hunt. Alright, so our first hunt event is going to be Devoured Grounds. The stone-faced ground is littered with the leavings of ravenous passing beasts. Half-eaten acanthus plants are everywhere. If any survivor has 3+ understanding, the survivors may skip the next hunt space. None of my survivors currently have 3+ understanding, so there will be no hunt space skipping for us. So we will be rolling a random hunt event. 60. Ugh. So I've got the book here in front of me, because this one in the game still hasn't had the updated hunt events yet. So they've changed significantly since the last edition of the game. Some of them are more brutal, some of them are less brutal. In this case, a massive wall of flame obstructs the survivors, incinerating the ground. It has destroyed whatever awaited the survivors and left chaos in its wake. Archive all hunt event cards in the next 2 hunt spaces. Place 2 basic hunt event cards in those spaces. Wow. This one's already a basic. This one is going to get archived. And that becomes a basic. So we just burned up our Screaming Antelope cards. And then we'll just be doing another random hunt event for the next 2 spaces. So 79. Dying Small Prospector. If your settlement already has a portcullis key, the prospector is gone. Roll again on the hunt event table before moving on the hunt board. We do not have a portcullis key. The survivors discover a body slumped against a large stone face. Moving closer, they find a small dying prospector riddled with arrows. As they approach, he growls a warning, threatening them with a huge stone shard. When he sees that they are not evil monsters, he calms down and gives them a key. With his dying breath, he says, "This is the key to the portcullis. Without it, you will never get through." Record the portcullis key in the settlement record sheet notes. If the settlement has graves, the event revealer builds a small monument of broken stone noses and gains personal understanding. We do not have cannibalism. However, we do now have the portcullis key. I guess I will just butcher. Use one of my strange resources. Alright, so we'll just notate, I guess, here at the bottom. Portcullis key. We have one. That is relevant if we roll a portcullis event, actually. So that's kind of cool. Alright, so for our third hunt event, we're going to roll a 57. Gorm's Laughter. The rhythmic wail of a Gorm's laughter reaches the survivors, filling them with fear. The cackling follows the survivors, tormenting them until they reach their quarry. Place a token on every hunt board space between the survivors and their quarry. When the survivors move into a space with a token, remove it, and all non-deaf survivors suffer 1 brain event damage. Good thing there is nothing between us and the quarry now. We have now found the antelope. And we will begin setting up the fight. So we're going to have a nightmare tree and tons and tons and tons of acanthus. so we can set it up. Yeah, we'll set it up there, and we'll try to funnel him. We're going to be starting along this board edge over here. And that will block line of sight for most of the fighters here. We do get a bonus to all armor locations on everyone. That means Russ is going to be our tank. He's got 3 armor on every location. He's the least likely to get wrecked. So we'll actually swap you two because you'll be the only one in line of sight when we start off, Russ. Just setting up a few songs in the queue. That way it's not silent in the background during any kind of breaks. If anybody else wants to add music, you can feel free with exclamation point SR followed by a YouTube link, and it will queue up the music. Meantime, we have tons of acanthus to lay out. The fun part about the acanthus is it has to go within 4 spaces of the monster. So we'll put some near us, some away from the monster. Some in some random spaces. You want to keep it kind of closer to us because otherwise the monster is going to go running off to eat some if certain AI cards pop up. And we're already gonna be pretty busy chasing him down as it is. So I don't want to have to chase him down any more than we already have to. So level 1 Screaming Antelope needs 7 Bs and 3 As. That'll be our AI deck that will control what the monster does during the fight. It also has the trample special rule in play at all times. And it has these gobbled up cards in case anyone is eaten. Because it has a giant mouth on the other side of its body. And if you are unfortunate enough to be under it, it will fucking eat you. It's a wonderful creature, just like everything else in this game. Alright, so we have Aiden with his Skullcap Hammer. We have Tebran with a Scrap Dagger and a Bone Dagger. Russ is also equipped with a Scrap Dagger and a Bone Dagger. And Kayleen has a King Spear and Bone Darts, as well as a Whisker Harp. Should we get any moods? All departing survivors gain 1 Insanity and 3 Survival. Up to their max. Right? He gains an extra evasion. +1 evasion. And a survival. And another survival. He's already at max survival, so this was just +2 evasion. Plus he has 1 from existing, so he's already got his 3 evasions set up. And you've got nothing over here. Nothing special. Wait. Tridecanthus also gives 2 survival. So everybody's going to start with max survival. So that's good. Because right now we can dodge, encourage, and surge. We can't dash out of the way, but we can attack again. We can encourage knockdown survivors to get up, and we can avoid being slaughtered mercilessly. All very important. All very important abilities. Alright. So now that we're all set up, we're going to begin the game. The Screaming Antelope is going to get the first turn. We're just going to bite the closest survivor in field of view. So field of view is going to be basically anywhere except for the blind spot, which is directly behind the antelope. Field of view is blocked by terrain, so in this case, the Nightmare Tree will block these 3 survivors from this thing's field of view. This will be its target. It will then move and attack. So it's got a movement of 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Doesn't quite have enough space to get to us. Alright, so now we're going to decide what happens. Let's attack with Aiden first in case we daze it. Minus 1 speed tokens. I mean that's good for attacks back. So Aiden is yellow. Move in here. We attack him with the hammer, which has a speed of 2. We'll hit on a 7+. We'll add 3 strength. He has no accuracy or speed bonuses, so it's just 2 attacks. Aiden hits 1 time. With a clever shield, you clobber the monster and gain +2 luck when attempting to wound this location. So, luck allows us to crit with additional numbers. Normally, a crit is a lantern 10. Now we gain +2 luck, so 9 and an 8 both become criticals. Since we did hit with the club. So we add 3 strength plus Aiden's 4th versus the monster's 8 toughness, so we need 4+ to wound. And an 8, 9, or 10, it's a crit. And it's a 1. So we failed to wound that location. Continue with Russ. He's going to attack with a scrap dagger. 3 attacks at a 7+. No additional accuracy. All right, 1 hit, and on a perfect hit, the edge sharpens, gain +2 strength for the rest of the attack. So it's 2 plus 2 is 4. Plus 1 more is 5. So 5 strength. He's a 3+ to wound whatever spot he hits. He hits in the furry throat. It's not a clever shield, so we don't get the luck increase. But a 3+ still wounds. And 8 wounds. So do our first point of damage to the Screaming Antelope. I think we're going to have Tebrin use his Rawhide Headband, as well as attempt to kind of start moving out of the way. We'll try and get a Canthus them. So Rawhide Headband, let's look at the top 2 AI cards and put them back in a new order. Oh, geez. Chow down will make it run over and start start eating. We do still have Kayleen yet to go. And she'll wound on a 3, so there's a good chance that we'll get rid of that card if we leave it there. We all still have actions. If we end up drawing this, we'll all surge during that action. Fuck everybody and fuck this thing's day up. So we'll leave that on top. And hope that we can knock it off. We'll go here because she has reach 2 with her King Spear, which now has 2 attacks. Speed increase, so it's just 2. They hit on a 6+, which has no accuracy bonuses. Thanks for the host, Jester. I appreciate it, my man. All right. 2 dice. Wow, that's awesome. So 2 perfect hits. Too bad she doesn't have any perfect hit abilities, but that makes him a sit. So we're halfway to getting rid of that thing. Alright, so we have a Restless Rump hit that will have him take off, and a Ferocious Spasm, where the reflex will hit everything around us. Jeez. So, Spasm will hit both Aiden and Russ. But it'll still be in range for additional damage, so we'll go with the Ferocious Spasm first. Alright, so 5 strength means a 3+ to wound. Please be a crit. And not even a fucking wound. Alright. So it's going to perform basic action against both Aiden and Russ. Basic action is speed 2, accuracy 2+, damage 1. We'll start with Russ, who has 3 evasion, so it's actually going to be a 5+. Whoops, I rolled too many dice. So, 1 hit, 1 miss. Hit him in the arms for 1 damage. So, that's fine. We're fine. We're all fine here. How are you? Aiden gets hit next. He only has 2 evasion, so it's going to be a 4+ for him. 1 hit for Aiden as well. And he's going to take his damage in the waist. Okay, so that could have went worse. And then we're going to attack the second time for the Restless Rump. A 9, that's a hit. If we don't have any luck, that would have been a crit. But beggars can't be choosers, right? So we'll wound. The reflex means its action still happens. We'll turn the monster to face away from the attacker. And full move forward in a straight line. Its full move is 6. Our attack here is there. Let me go this way. 4, 5, 6. So it's going to go right back to the center of the board. Which is a good place for it for the beginning of its turn. Its turn, it's going to buck. Start of each turn, target and attack any survivors in the blind spot. So attacking from the blind spot is going to be dangerous now. Excuse me. I don't think anybody can reach him at the moment, so we're going to start harvesting Acanthus. He'll harvest. Tavern will harvest first. 7. Consumes it, but she already has max survival, so it's just gone. 4, 5. Kayleen will harvest this Acanthus. 3, nothing happens. And you're going to do the Nightmare Tree, because you can't do anything else, Aiden. And a 3. It's going to knock him down. Russ will do this Acanthus, as well as encourage Aiden to get back up. We don't need anybody knocked down. Actually, you know what? We'll leave him. Stay left down. He earned it. 3-4 means the Acanthus is just gone. Alright, no one's in the blind spot, so Buck won't occur. Great kick. Random survivor in blind spot. There's nobody. Furthest threat and field of view in range. So, furthest threat would be equidistant between these two. So, the target is going to be Russ. So, this is going to run over, put him in his blind spot, and then kick him in the face. For speed 4, accuracy 2, 2 damage. So 3 evasion will make his accuracy 5. Miss, hit, hit, hit. Be 2 damage each, right? Yeah, 2 damage each to the arms, legs, and waist. Alright, what a dick. Alright. Aiden's going to stand at the end of the next monster's turn, which was now. And then we'll have Kayleen and Russ attack, then move. So Russ start us off. So he'll attack with the dagger in the blind spot, so it's going to be a 6+ for 3 attacks. You get +1 to accuracy when you're in the blind spot. 5, 10, 10. Nice. Perfect hit, the edge sharpens, gains +2 for the rest of the attack. I don't believe that stacks, so we're only going to get the +2. So that's 4, 5. Two hits, one in the trap. So that cancels the whole thing. Whole attack is canceled immediately. The attacker is doomed. Also, all survivors adjacent to the monster suffer 2 brain damage per monster level, which is 1. Knockback 5 and are knocked down. 2. Lean takes 2. 5 and knocked down. The monster then lands on a spell and begins to slide in its teeth. Turn the monster directly away from the attacker and full move in a straight line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, that could have gone way better. Could have gone way, way, way better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Aiden will go over here. He'll encourage Kayleen to stand so that she can try and run back in. Or probably take cover more appropriately. she's not going to be able to attack. But no reason to waste her action. Search the Acanthus. Out of 2, she suffers 1 arm damage as something bites him. Batting 1,000 on these Acanthus plants, Aiden. Tavern will also go check out the Acanthus. 6. He consumes it, and it's already at full. He'll go over there and mess with the Nightmare Tree. 3. Knockdown. So she ran over, only get knocked down again. Great. That turn could have gone way, way better. Now the hit locations are going to be shuffled because we drew the trap. And it is the monster's turn. Back kick. In blind spot, nobody. Closest threat in range, nobody. No target, Graze. Yeah, because nobody's within 6 spaces of him. Actually, he might be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. So, Aiden is the target. The monster's going to run up again, turn around, and back kick Aiden. Speed 1, accuracy 3+, damage 3. Evasion is going to be 5. 2 is a miss, so misses back kicking Aiden in the face, which I'm sure he's relieved about. We'll have to get out of that blind spot, otherwise he's going to be kicked the next turn. Alright, we'll start with Aiden, because he's standing there in the blind spot anyway. What do you guys get up to? So it means a 6+ for his 2 attacks with the hammer. One hit. Delicate inverted knee. Gives +2 luck with this location because he hit him with a club. 3 strength plus his 4th, so 4+ will wound. And on the 8, 9, or 10, it will crit. 9 is a crit. Precision injury, crushed knee. The Screaming Antelope's balance is ruined. When the monster starts his movement, roll 1d10. The result of 1 Screaming Antelope is knocked down. That goes there. That goes there. His move is going to be to get him out of the blind spot. She'll move in. He'll move in. He'll attack with the Scrap Dagger. Three attacks at 7+. 2 hits, 1 perfect, so that means it's going to get +2 strength. So 5 strength, we need 3s to wound. So we get 2 hits. 1 to the Restless Shank. And 1 to the Restless Tiny Hands. Alright, so we'll try the Restless Tiny Hands first, because this one on a wound Oh, let's try this one first, because nobody's in his blind spot. So we'll try the Restless Shank first. So this is going to be a 3+ to wound this creature. 5 is a wound. Next one. 2 is not a wound. Failure. Grasping tiny hands knock your weapon away. So you must spend an action to retrieve your lost weapon before we can use it again. So he's disarmed us for now. Everybody else went. So it's the monster's turn. Random survivor in range. In range. He's not in range. So it'll be between Aiden, Kayleen, and Tebrin. So we'll just do lowest roll. Tebrin's going to get hit. Intimidate. The screaming antelope begins to stomp and snort excitedly. You know what? Tebrin is going to surge and try and fucking stab him more. Because I haven't been surging. 1, 4, 5. Okay, nothing. So anyway, screaming antelope begins to stomp and snort excitedly. A gurgle moans sounds from its undermouth. Turn to face the target, roll 1d10. 4+, the target suffers 1 brain damage from monster level and is knocked down. Alright, so let's see what happens. Not a 4+. A 10 is definitely a 4+. 1 brain damage and is knocked down. So Aiden starts us off this time. He's going to run in and attempt to hit the monster with his hammer. He's also going to spend survival to pick up Tebrin. Again, 2, it's 7+. Nothing. Tebrin will remain where he is and attack 3 times. 7+. 1, 8, 10. That's a perfect hit again, so we get +2 strength for the rest of the attack. Hit in the restless ear and the restless chest. So we'll try the ear first. 3+ to get a wound. 8 is a wound. Another 8 is a wound. So we're tearing this thing apart at the moment. Keeling's going to get 1 space out of the way because her Twilight Spear has ranged. 2 attacks at 6+. 2 hits. She doesn't have any perfect hit abilities. It's 3, 4, 5 strength, so these will be 3+ again. Hit in the palate. Giant Maw snaps shut. Spend 1 survival to react quickly or suffer 3 arm damage location. Restless Muzzle. So we'll try the Restless Muzzle first, because there's no downside. 6 is a wound. And then the palate. A 2. So she'll spend that survival to avoid taking 3 arm damage. Russ will harvest Acanthus. On a 2, Something bites his arm. No, it's a terrible location to be bit, Russ. Jeez. I haven't gotten any Acanthus this fight. This is terrible. Alright, that was everybody. Great kick. Random survivor in blind spot. Nobody's in the blind spot. Furthest threat in field of view in range. So that is going to be Russ. Target's going to blind spot. Oh, first let me roll a d10. It's crush knee. Fine. Russ will surge while in the blind spot. So he'll get 3 attacks with his dagger at a 6+. One hit. If we wound, it'll take a -1 movement token. Of a crit. It's just a hit, so it is 2, 3 strength, so a 5+ this time. 7 is a wound. Alright, now it's going to be 4 speed at 5 accurate, at 5+ because we have 3 evasion. Well, it's still going to be a 2+, but we're going to subtract 3 from the rolls. Miss, miss, hit, hit. So it's going to hit twice. Body and legs. He's still alive and kicking. So we're still doing well. Excuse me. Still doing well. It's our turn. There's only 2 wounds left on the monster in total. Russ will start his attack in the blind spot again. So 3s on 6s. 2 hits. One is a perfect hit. So that is going to activate Scrap Dagger. He also gets to roll a d10 to see if he keeps that survival he spent earlier. He does. So we have 2 more hits. First strike. We must select this first. Screaming Antelope, massive eyes glisten with human-like fear. If the attacker is insane, cancel all hits and end their attack. Otherwise, the attacker suffers 1 brain damage. So he suffers 1 brain damage, which is going to put him on the brain trauma chart. A 10. Frenzy. Gain 1d5 insanity, +1 speed token, +1 strength token. Ignore slow. You may not spend survival, you may not spend fighting arts, you may not use a weapon specialization nor mastery. Okay, so d5 insanity. 2 insanity. +1 speed. +1 strength. Now, speed's not going to help us right now because we already attacked. The strength will help us right now because it's going to increase us to a 6 strength. So it's going to be 2 + 2 wound. That will wound. It's the last hit I card, but we do need to wound him 1 more time. Also, because the mood is over here, it basically lowers the amount of damage we have to deal. So that's kind of a cool thing about moods. Alright, there's no downside to this one, so 2+. And the final wound kills him. So we defeated another Screaming Antelope. 3, 4. Whoops. We made a mess. All right, so I don't need these antelope cards that are still laying around. Excuse me again. All right. I want to check something in this book. Okay. So everyone's going to gain +1 hunt XP. That will age Aiden. +1 mastery if they what proficiency if they have one. You should have a spear proficiency because that's what we've been doing with you. Nobody else is allowed to have it yet. So. All right, so we're back. Survivor's Return. We gain 4 endeavor for our 4 surviving survivors. Surviving survivals. Right. Then we'd have to struggle with innovating versus doing that. All right, so settlement event. Glossolalia? Glossalia. The settlement calls out to the returning survivors in chorus of unknown tongues. Each survivor in the settlement begins to speak in their own incomprehensible language until all the sounds of the settlement are replaced with a never-ending babble. Nominate one survivor. Alright, so we're gonna nominate Valeria just in case anything terrible happens. She can't even hunt anyway, so it doesn't matter. So we'll roll once. And it's a 10. Alright. So she gains +2 understanding, gains the Father of Words title. Valeria. Father of Words. We'll change this to Mother of Words. +2 understanding. We can endeavor normally at science endeavors. That's good. Not sure we have any, but it's better than not. So lingering effects we ignore. Alright. We don't have pictographs, so we don't get the automatic writing. Deep listen. That language to distract them, the settlement learns to time their movements to the beating of their hearts. Departing survivors get +1 movement token. Endeavor here once per settlement phase. Don't really think that's necessary for now. Especially because we don't really have a lot going on here. We got a lot more scrap than anything else. I feel like we should innovate. Because we could really use some extra innovation, but I also really want to build stuff. Like we can build a counterweighted axe, scrap sword. We don't have enough organs to build the stone circles, so that's not going to help us. Really want one of those counterweighted axes, though. Yeah, counterweight axes are just too good to pass up. So we're going to risk not innovating this time. I don't need to use one of those scrap. Organ, hide. And that'll give us the counterweighted axe. tons and tons of scrap. Both hides to make some more uh, hide armor. You could definitely use some. We'll heal and reset everybody. Counterweighted axe will go to Thebrin, I guess. Strength, one strength, one strength. Nearity spear. Oh, Aiden's going to age. Your time in the darkness changes you. Gain the benefits of the Hunt XP milestone you have reached. In this case, it'll be weapon proficiency, and he'll roll 2d10 to gain a bonus. It's 11. Be a random fighting art. He's tough. Rolling on the severe injury table, unless you roll a 1, add +1 to the results. Alright. That's pretty good. He has a weapon proficiency, so we'll give him clubs. Alright. Actually, wasn't supposed to develop yet. We were supposed to update death count and timeline first. There's no death count needing updating. And then timeline would normally be Armored Strangers, but we actually have to go for the Slender Man. It's already here. There is a story about a darkness so dense and so deep that anyone who saw it was drawn into its inky depths. The story tells of a vast ocean in the depths of the darkness from which no shore is ever visible. Its murky waters teem with vegetation of a horrible sort, grasping roots and waving, slimy leaves with razor-sharp thorns. Swimming among the dark water jungles is a squirming shadow of writhing tentacles. Its horror is such a burden on the minds of miserable trespassers that they cannot recall what they have seen. A chilling dread without form, the terror of its approach can be felt so intensely that it cannot be committed to memory. When she emerged from the dark water pool, she was shivering, desperately trying to speak as she choked on black water. Her pleading eyes desperately searched our faces, until they suddenly widened with horror as she looked out into the emptiness. Bitter black tears rolled down her defeated face. She was too late. She fell slack at our feet, her lifeless body twisting and exploding in a shower of black ichor and red gore. Where did she come from? What did she give her life to tell us? The feeling of dread that followed her to the settlement would not lift. The survivors find the settlement gathered around the twitching remains of a white speaker lying in a pool of black water. Gloomy silence reigns. The returning survivors experience a memory haze. Add Slenderman to the Nemesis Encounter list. Replace the next Nemesis Encounter without a specified monster on the timeline with Nemesis Encounter Slenderman. Monster level determined by the lantern year of the encounter. Replace any further Nemesis Encounters without a specified monster with Nemesis Encounter Slenderman. So we're going to roll a d10 and then figure out what's going on. 2. Damn. Returning survivors experience a confusion of muscle memory. All returning survivors forget one random fighting art and gain the blotted out fighting art. They had forgotten fear to the timeline 3 years from now. Alright, so 3 years from now. 3. What was it again? Forgotten fear. Alright, so what is blotted out? You don't have one. You're going to lose that. You're going to lose that. Have it in this deck, or am I going to fish it out of a different one? Kind of lame that that's what it looks like. At least get a model. It's like the standee. Blotted out. Friend. So blotted out. Everybody's gonna get. Throw a brainstorm. Get a bleeding token. Awesome. That is not a great fighting art at all. Right. Man, not gonna face him for a while. Nemesis encounters in the meantime. No, there's the Kingsman one. Unless Forgotten Fear turns that into. Upgrade your core game. Now remove all instances of Nemesis encounter Kingsman. So that's just going to replace the Kingsman Nemesis encounters. This is actually going to be. So in 3 years, we'll have to fight the Slenderman. That should be exciting. Kill the kids? We're just gonna make them sick this time. We're not gonna kill them today, Gil. We did have 2 more children, so we do have children to make sick. You just missed the Slender Man show up and annoy us quite a bit. Alright, now we develop. I already did that developing. Now we're going to do our auguries to try and get some more kids. Have some more babies. Because we need to salvage this settlement somehow. Do that, we'll have Kalian Augury. Five is gain survival. Again. That's gain survival. We already have it. Again. 6. Gain a fucking survival. One more time. 10. There we go. Intimacy. We trigger intimacy. I have our new pair up and have children of their own. Kids are having kids, becoming grandparents slowly. Roll 2 and get the worst. 3. The female survivor perishes with her child during birth. The sun is cast in gloom, and the male survivor mourns, getting a random disorder and +3 insanity. Alright, well, we're going to use a lifetime reroll on that. It's a good thing we wasted that already. Reroll that 3. And it's a 1, so that's even worse. Two more nameless survivors pass away. The couple cannot bear the weight of the world. They clasp hands and march into the deep and endless darkness. The nominated survivors are dead. That's great. It's great that we have that going on. Alright, I think we're gonna up our quarry to a level 2 white lion to try and get the catgut bow, as well as the pieces we need to build Zanbato, and hopefully get enough stuff to build a stone circle so we can actually use these antelope parts we're getting. We just can't seem to get enough organs off the antelope. So we're gonna do quarry, level 2. Everyone gets 3 survival on the way out. Up to the maximum of 6. I don't think anybody gains survival on their own, but it's still maximum. They gain survival, but they've already got their max. Already got the max. Alright, so this will be a crazy hunt. Because we're actually going to have good amount of hunts, and we're going to have to deal with the overwhelming darkness for the first time. Which is always fun to hang out with. So, the very first one, White Lion Cub. The survivors find a white lion cub. They may choose to slay the cub. If they do, each survivor gains one random basic resource. The event revealer rolls on the table below. The mother lion appears. Overcome with grief, she attacks. The white lion starts the showdown with enraged in play. Build the AI deck normally. The father lion shows up, begin the showdown immediately, and nothing happens. You know what? I'm gonna try and let's spare the cub. One resource that bad. Getting ambushed. We're at 24. Food from the mouths of others. The survivors pass a stone face that appears to be holding something in its mouth. The event revealer investigates. Roll gain +1 courage and roll 1d10. The event revealer is Russ. So you're going to gain 1 courage and roll a d10. 8. More rocks. What did you expect? Gain 1 founding stone. Starting gear. Oh, nice. I don't think I have any extra founding stones. I think I deleted them all. So Russ gets a founding stone gear. Except I don't think I have any way of pulling one out. Actually, I think there's like a fake box underneath the table. Oh well, I guess we'll just have to remember that we have it there. I'm just gonna wing it and just do a crit right off the bat anyway. Fields of golden grass lay ahead. The event revealer may choose to avoid the plains and roll twice in the hunt event table before moving on the hunt board. Otherwise, each survivor gains +1 courage and the event revealer rolls on the table. We're gonna try the. I guess we'll risk it this time. Who's the event revealer? Everyone gains a courage. Five. The survivors circle the tall grass lost to roll on the hunt event table before moving on the hunt board. Alright, so 72. Hmm. "72 is something to pass the time. If the settlement does not have Symposium, ignore this event and roll again on the hunt event table before moving on the hunt board. I'm reasonably certain we have Symposium. Yes, we have Symposium. Otherwise, the event revealer suggests a word game to lighten the mood as the survivors trudge onward. The event revealer rolls 1d10. The settlement has Song of the Brave and +4 to your roll. We do not have Song of the Brave. Leaning in. A 2. No one else is in the mood for the game. The survivor loses 1 courage. Well, that's unfortunate for you. Alright. Aiden is going to be rolling on the 1 and 8 is 18. Alright, so 18. Dead weed. You find a strange plant growing from the eyes of a stone face. The event revealer tries to harvest it. Roll 1d10. If the event survivor has a sickle, add +4. Do not have a sickle. Roll d10, Aiden. 3. Not doing great. Try as you might, you cannot pull out the deeply rooted weed. Otherwise, it would have allowed us to have cured severe injuries, which would have been great for Kayleen's broken jaw. Right. 3. Cameron. Cancer pigeons. The survivors are surrounded by the echoing coo of infant babble. Strange baby-faced birds circle overhead. Gripped with instinctual horror, the survivors break into a run. Each survivor rolls 1d10. The lowest scoring survivor or survivors in case of a tie becomes a straggler. If any survivor has noisy gear, -2 to their roll. Each straggler rolls 1d10. If any survivor has a whip, they crack it, scattering many of the birds. Nobody has a whip. Fortunate. You have a bonus for a straggler, right? Yes. You're definitely not. 8, 2. Aiden is the straggler for the cancer pigeons. 3. Running and flailing wildly, you suddenly find yourself panicked and alone. The waiting cancer pigeons descend and mercilessly peck your back, their happy cooing filling your head with horror. An hour later, the other survivors find you balled up and weeping on the ground. You are dead inside. You cannot gain survival. Record this impairment. Alright, so his survival is. Well, that 6 is the last survival he'll be ever using. Russ. Scratching grounds. Claw marks scar the ground. The survivors may choose to investigate. Each survivor that investigates gains +1 courage and rolls on the table below. Everybody's going to try it out, so everybody will gain some courage. That will make Aiden bold and Russ bold. Give you back your lost one from before. 4, 3, 3, 1. 4, nothing happens. 3, 3, sifting through the rubble, a shifting stone crushes the survivor's hands. Survivors have 1 event damage to the arms. So, arm damage. Arm damage. Arm damage. Kayleen is going to do overwhelming darkness space. The darkness is closing in. All survivors must determine their paths and walk them simultaneously. Insane survivors walk the path of the insane. Survivors with 3+ courage walk the path of the brave. If no other path applies, walk the path of the doomed. Let's bold up those 2 survivors that just made that first. That's going to activate now. So Tebron's going to be walking the path of the doomed. Aiden will be walking the path of the insane. 3+ means you're insane. But first, in a single moment, your perspective changes profoundly. Hunt phase triumph. Expect the unexpected. You are prepared to face any mind-bending trials at a moment's notice. Where others may falter, you forge ahead, meeting the journey head-on. Gain the following ability and roll on the table below. Prepared. When rolling, determine a straggler and your hunt experience. Well, could have used this earlier. You are prepared, Aiden. You are as well, Russ, and you're both going to roll on the chart. 6 and a 7. They both gain +1 understanding. They understand the universe better by being strong. So you're walking the path of the doomed. You're walking the path of the insane. You're walking the path of the bold. Path of the brave. And you're walking the path of the brave. Path of the insane, Aiden. 2. You feel safe and welcome within the darkness. Spend all your survival, or at least 1, to shake yourself from the delusion or wander into the darkness forever. Dead. Alright, well. There goes Aiden never having survival again. Path of the doomed. You glimpse a nightmare whale swimming overhead. Your heart shrivels, lose half your survival rounded down, and gain the post-traumatic stress disorder. Right, so he's got PTSD. The last hunt was harrowing. All you can do is cower and relive your trauma. Only time can heal your wounds. Next settlement phase, you do not contribute or participate in any endeavors. Skip the next hunt phase to recover. Alright, so skip the next hunt. Path of the Brave. 10 plus. You emerge from the darkness with a new perspective. Gain the leader fighting art. Cool. Something good finally happened. That's a nice change. 10. Same thing. I'm just gonna copy paste. Alright, and then Aiden starts us off in our fight. Excuse me. Showdown White Lion, level 2. Holy shit. This guy's gonna fuck us up. So level 2 White Lion has Cunning, which means at the end of each monster turn, the monster extends its claws. If there are any adjacent survivors, target one at random and full move the White Lion directly away from all threats. Target suffers grab. So it's going to constantly grab and drag us away. It's also got 15 wounds at toughness 10. Does attacks once more and does 1 more damage per attack. We need 10 Bs and 5 As. So we're missing tall grass tiles. Tall grass cards too. Debris tile. Set up adjacent to any board edge. Okay. You're still our tank. So we're going to have you get attacked first. Aiden will hang out with you. Thebrin and Kaden will hold up the rear. All right. The white lion goes. All right, so we're gonna draw a new AI card because he's not licking his wounds. Claw, closest target facing in range. It's gonna be Russ. Speed 2 is actually going to be 3 because the white lion has a speed token. Accuracy 2 plus. This is actually going to be a 6 plus because he's got 3 and he's in the tall grass. And the tall grass bonus gives you +1 to your evasion. Actually, I think it's +2 to your evasion. It's going to be a 7 plus. So 1, 2, 3. Only one hit. To the waist. And it's going to do 2 damage. Because he's got the +1 damage token. Alright, and at the end of each monster turn, extends its claws. We don't have dash. So we'll have him surge. Actually, both of them surge. Oh, he can't. You can try and get hits in before you go. So it'll be 3 attacks at 7 plus. Nothing. Fucking nothing. Right. 7. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's as far as it's going to go. He's grabbed. Take 1 damage to the body. Right, that could have gone better. Aiden, do something, my man. 6 plus 2 attacks. 1 hit. And the beast's knee. 3, 4 strength. He is 6 plus to wound. 9 wounds. She still has bone darts, so range 6. We'll be able to hit with that. No, we won't. I was hoping we would. 'Instead. Fourth, sixth, and 8. Give him the basic resource. Archive of the terrain. And use the AI thing. Right headband. Okay. Threaten field of view. Intimidate. Or terrifying roar. All targets. We'll just do size up. Oh, how shocking. Size up came up. Threat and field of view is going to be both of these two, Kaleen and Teprin, because he's in the blind spot, so he's not in field of view. He is not a threat because he's knocked down. Right. Turn to face target, roll 1d10. So it's going to be between you two. So you two roll a die. Lower one's going to get it. Okay, try again. Teprin's going to get it. 4+1 break damage for level 1 is knocked down. And he gets a bleeding token because of his wonderful blotted out ability. Oh, wait, he couldn't come on this hunt. Everybody else is dead. You're not here, Tebrin. Well, that's inconvenient. So you're not here. She's not here. He's definitely taken the counterweighted axe. And that means that all happens to Kayleen. You're going to take the brain damage. And get the bleed token. And get knocked down. You'll stand up. And you will encourage Kayleen and see if you lose that survival. You do. You will stand. And in leadership, you get a speed token until the end of the round. We'll start with Russ with the counterweighted axe. 2 attacks on a 6+. All right. We definitely hit twice. Beast flank will be party target, and soft belly is debilitating blow. So we'll start with the soft belly. All right. Oh wait, perfect hit. We do not draw a wound location. We just wound. Those are both perfect hits. So that's just straight 2 wounds. That's awesome. Go counter-weighted axe. All right. This guy's here. You're gonna try and attack from there. 2, 7+. 2 9s. That's 2 hits. So those will be the 2 hits for that we had before, the soft belly and the beast flank. So we'll start with the soft belly. It's a 3, 4 strength. So 6+ wounds. That's a crit. One random white lion resource. Great cat bone. The white lion's intestines hang from the wound of its gut, dragging on the floor. At the start of every monster turn before it draws an AI card, roll 1d10, and the result is 1. The monster suffers 1 wound. Good job, Aiden. Try and wound the other location. And a 1 does not. Wound. Still not enough. Wow. Don't even have dash. So that speed token is useless. Alright, monster rolls d10. On a 1, it takes the damage. That's a 1. Bloodthirsty. Oh boy. Random threat in field of view. It's either Aiden or Kayleen. It's gonna be Kayleen again. 4+, 1 brain damage, and knockdown. Yep. 1 brain damage gives her trauma. She also gets a bleed token. Roll the brain trauma chart. 5. You thrash about wildly, dealing 1 damage to yourself and every adjacent survivor, and random disorder and 1d5 insanity. 1d5 insanity. You take 1 damage to your waste. Waste, 2 insanity, and a disorder. Hoarder, whenever you're a returning survivor, archive 1 resource gained from the last showdown and gain 1 courage. Just steals a friggin' resource every time. That bitch. He's going to surge again and attack with the counterweighted axe. 2 on a 5+. 2 hits. Both basic action failures. So let's start with the strange hand. It's gonna be 4, 5 strength. So this is gonna be a 5+ to wound. Wound. 7 is also a wound. We're doing well there. He is going to grab Aiden and move away from us. I'm just let him take 1 damage to legs. Here, Ross is going to pick Kayleen up. Who is going to pick Aiden up. With her encouragement. But she can't encourage, she's Shattered Jaw. So instead of doing that, we're just going to pick Aiden up. Because there's no reason. She stands up on her anyway. She fell. No, she fell during the monster's attack, so. Yes. She can't reach, so we're going to pick Aiden back up. Oh, damn it. Reach 2 is not enough. Even with the reach. Alright, Aiden's going to attack with the hammer. 7+. Oh, he gets 3 attacks. 9, 8, that's 2 hits. 7 is 3 hits. Good, no traps. Glorious Mane. Impervious hit locations cannot be wounded. A wound or critical wound will not remove AI or defeat the monster. Strike at the monster's throat. I forgot to roll for the monster last turn. Alright, he didn't bleed. Alright, we'll start with the straining neck. And 8 will wound. Move on to the Glorious Mane, which only a crit will even do anything on. So nothing. And the Beast's Maw. 2. Failure. Great. Monster roars triumphantly. Roll 1d10 at a 4+ attacker suffers 1 brain damage from monster level and is knocked down. He is. So 1 brain damage per monster level. Oh, brain trauma. Okay. That's a way better. He's still knocked down. Not Alright, monster's turn. Closest threat facing in range. So there's no threats facing. Closest threat in field of view is Russ. Move and attack Russ to bat around. 5+ minus Russ's 3 is going to be an 8+ to even hit him. It's 3 speed. 2, 3, 7. He misses Russ all 3 times. Evasion tanking for the win. But he is going to grab Russ and move away. There are no threats, however, so I can move him in whatever direction I want. I'm going to move him towards my guys. Take 2 to the legs. You get up, and you get up. That's all he can do. And she'll attack. 2 at a 6+. 1 hit. Failure is going to be bad. But it is 5 plus 5 strength. So 5+ wound. Just barely, thank God. Alright, that's everybody. Size up. Random threat, so it's Kayleen or... Alright, Kayleen gets it again. 4+. Brain damage and is knocked down. So we're at random. So it's both of you. Who's getting dragged away? Right. Russ is getting dragged away. He does stand up. Oh, he was knocked down before the last turn. Aiden's going to run after them. Futilely. You know what? He's just gonna drink the frenzy drink. So he gets D5 insanity, a speed, and a strength token. 2 attacks, that's 6+. 2 and 5, misses. Tall grass. Size up again. There shouldn't be 2 sizes up in this deck. Or is there? It's either going to be it's going to be Russ. Take 2 damage and get knocked down. Stand. Not count as adjacent because he is. Because he is diagonal. This game only counts cardinal directions. Getting there. No reach on it, so that's not going to help. Here. 2 attacks, 6+. 2 hits. Totally gonna be a trap. There it is. Attacker's doomed before basic attack against the attacker. Okay. 3 at a 2+. 1 evasion, so it's gonna be a 3+. 5, 8, 9. Ow, ow, ow. That's going to do 2 damage to the arms, body, and body. She'll dodge one of those attacks. She is knocked down because of the heavy damage on her arms. Monster goes. Bat around. Closest threat facing in range. That is Aiden. Let me just look up collision quick, because I think it's damage. I do have the Twitch app on PC. Why? What's going on, Gil? Yeah, it's interesting. It's a little buggy. Yeah, the streams are great. It doesn't keep up with updating very well. So if a new stream pops up, it takes a few minutes for it to reload. It doesn't keep the chat updated very well either, as far as viewers. But it's a good, cool app all around. You get some games that are downloaded right through it too. Has to be reshuffled. Did you guys do all right? I mean, aside from you being a rusty tool. Okay, so landing on it is knockback 5. You're still knocked down. Excuse me. I mean, that'll come with experience in the game. All right, 2 evasion, 7s, 3 speed. Miss, hit. Oof. 2 damage to the head, 2 brain damage. Knockdown. End of the monster's turn. Random gets dragged away. Eden. Get up. Jaden. Attack from behind. Counter-rated axe at 5 plus. 1 hit. Seal. I forgot to do that. 3 plus to fight in the wet line. Try the mood by using the harp. 4, 5, so 5s. Go. Plus 1 speed gives 3 attacks. 7 plus. 2 perfect hits. Monster's dazed. Hey, what's going on, my man? It's good to see you. Think you might be just in time to either see me to to lose the settlement and die. Fuzzy groin. Let's see what happens. 5 strength. We need 5s to hit. I mean, what else would you do? Sounds exactly what you do in a tropical paradise. Alright. Not a crit, but a wound. So we skullcap hammered right to its ding dong and wounded it. Oh, that would be awful. Why would you do that? Hit in the tricep next. Try and wound again. That's not a wound. Basic action against the attacker. 2 speed, 2 plus accuracy. So force, thanks to our evasion. 2 hits. 2 damage each because of the damage tokens. Legs and waist. Waist gets heavy, gets a severe injury. For intestinal prolapse. Your gut is gravely injured. You can no longer equip any gear on your waist. This is too painful to wear. This injury is permanent and can be recorded once. Gain 1 bleeding token. That sounds unpleasant. Thing here. Yep, there it is. Intestinal prolapse. Alright, since you're knocked down, we lose the other hits. Forward. Hoping to one day join the fight. It's gonna be a random one between you two again. Alright, this time he grabs Russ. Drags him away from all threats. He's going to take 2 damage to his head. He's dragged away by a lion. Oh wait, that wasn't even for that yet. Never mind. Getting ahead of myself. I have to kill people first. Wound stack. It's getting too late. Thanks for following, my man. Size up. Random threat in field of view. The only person is Kayleen. So, 4+, she's going to get more brain damage. Two brain damage and is knocked down. She has no damage spot left on her brain. So she gets to roll on the brain trauma chart. Which, thanks to the Slender Man, will also give her a bleeding token. 4. Flee. You are knocked down and suffer knockback equal to your movement towards the closest board edge and gain a D5 insanity. So, you're never going to participate in this game again. Now he's going to drag Russ over here. And knock him down. And deal 2 damage to his head. Had to ruin everyone else first. He got knocked down as a reaction, so he gets back up. You get knocked down during the monster's turn, you stay down, and so do you. You can't get to the monster in time, so you're just get as close as possible. And then use your Rawhide Headband to see what's coming up next. You'll actually put Batarang on top. Because Bloodthirsty's awful, and Russ has evasion. We'll have the brain trauma chart, and then there's the severe injuries chart that you got to see the intestinal prolapse with. Also, this is the page for the brain trauma. All right, so everybody, that's it. That's it. Everybody's knocked down for my turn. Batarang. Closest threat facing is nobody. It's going to be Aiden. Speed 2. Actually 3, because this speed token is gone again. Oh my god. He did like a 7. Yeah, these are even more brutal than those, though, if that can be possible. But right, just got hit 3 times. That won't end poorly or anything. Head, waist. Severe, severe, severe. And no survival. This is bad. Alright, might as well just start with the head. 6. Deaf. You won't hear it coming. Suffer -1 permanent evasion. This injury is permanent and can be recorded once. Gain 1 bleeding token. 5 bleeding tokens mean you bleed to death. Alright. We're deaf. Our evasion goes down 1. We get a second severe injury to the head. 8. Concussion. Your brain is scrambled like an egg in a random disorder and 1 bleeding token. Rageaholic. Whenever you suffer severe injury, also suffer the frenzy brain trauma. Oh, that'll actually be fun. It's going to trigger right now for the waist. 4 on the waist. Intestinal prolapse. Gain a bleeding token. He's about to bleed to death. But on the plus side, he frenzies again. So frenzy is 1d5 insanity, 1 speed, 1 strength token. It's 5 insanity. Speed. And 1 strength. Oh, he also suffers brain damage equal to the monster's level after damage, so that's 6 brain damage. Well, good thing we got all that insanity. Then he's going to grab take 2 more damage. The arms. You guys get to stand. As close as you're getting. Acanthus. Get a fresh Acanthus resource. Archive that. And we're going to archive this immediately to heal our arms. Figures the only person that's taking severe injuries is the guy without the Dread Acanthus. Caliban the game. Alright, so we can get close enough to attack with our counter-weighted axe. Two swipes with the counter-weighted axe. One hit. Wound will get the party target token, but at least it won't kill the shit out of Aiden. 5 strength, 5+ will wound. 100-1. Nice. Alright, we'll use our last survival to pick Aiden back up, which will give him a speed token as well, because of our leadership ability. Then Aiden's going to attack with his Skullcap Hammer, and his +3 to speed means he'll get 5 attacks. That'll hit on a 7+. 2 hits and a perfect hit. We give a -1 speed token to the monster. Thanks for the follow on Yielding TV. Alright, so we hit twice out of 5 dice. Jesus Christ. Alright, we hit the piece of ribs and the piece of elbow. We don't have enough understanding, but at least there's nothing bad attached to that one. Hammer gives us 3 strength, and our strength is 3. We need a 4+ to wound. I said a 4+, right? Yeah, 3, 6, and I rolled a 3. Cool. Glad we failed that one. Alright. This one. Try again. 5. The wound. We're getting there. He's going to run into the tall grass, at the very least, because that's extra evasion. Size up. Random threatened field of view. That means versus Aiden and Kayleen, since Russ is in the blind spot. Taliban in the game sounds, yeah, it definitely doesn't sound like something you want to be a part of. 3. That means the size up does not go off. Still turns to face him though, and then he randomly drags one of you off. It's Aiden. It's gonna be away from all threats. That means in this direction. Take 2 more damage. 2. The arms. That's a critical on the arms. He's a rageaholic, so he frenzies again. Arms. 7. Broken arm. An ear-shattering crunch. Suffer -1 permanent accuracy, -1 permanent strength. This injury is permanent and can be recorded twice. Gain 1 bleeding token. 1 bleeding token gives us 5, and Aiden is dead. So under impairments, let's just add, along with dead inside, just dead, full dead. Full dead. We're not even going to be able to fight the Slender Man. We're going to die way before it. Alright, 2 more attacks with the counter-rated axe. 2 more misses. She's still trying to join the fight. Size up. It's got to be Kayleen because he's in the blind spot. Turn around. 2 brain damage and knockdown. 2 brain damage causes another brain trauma. Which, thanks to the Slenderman, causes a bleeding token. That was a 4. So we flee again. D5 insanity. We crawl away. Then he's going to grab you. And there are no threats, so he'll just run off in a random direction. Alright. So both my guys are knocked down. So it's monster turn again. Sniff. Everyone's a threat next turn. Everybody gets picked back up. 5. So she's finally in range to throw the bone darts. So throw the bone darts with a 7+. Fuck you, Kayleen. Fuck you. Russell's gonna run behind to get the blind spot bonus and attack twice with the counter-rated axe. So 5's hit. 1 hit. We hit the lion's sturdy kneecap. Wound. 5. It's a wound. Now it's just going to size us up forever because apparently there's 2 size ups in this deck. Alright, monster's turn. Size up, Kayleen, because he's in the blind spot again. Nothing happens that time. It needs to be on a 4+. It does face us. He's gonna drag him and run over here. Because this game hates us. He's just gonna basically slowly drag my guys to death at this point. Because Kayleen can't get close enough. Takes 2 damage to the head, which means he's going to take a severe head injury. I thought that was going to end up being bad. Oh, it is. It is bad. A 4 is decapitation. You are dead. It does hate everyone. Alright. Come on, 7+. Or 5, you know. A 5 is not a 7. And it sizes you up again. Being as that you're the only target. It does nothing. Nothing is adjacent to it, so he's just going to sit there and wait for you. We'll get you on an angle, so that way you're not adjacent to it, because the game only counts cardinal directions, so that's kind of nice. But she has a spear with reach 2, so she can attack from 2 spaces away, so she can attack at the diagonal. 2 at a 6+. 1 hit. Hit it in the fleshy gut. 5 strength, I mean 5+ will wound. And a 1. On a failure, the white lion swats back and performs a basic action against the target. That's no longer there, hasn't been there for a while. So that means it's going to be speed 3, 2 plus 1 for being a level 2 white lion. At 2+, she's got 1 evasion, so it's 3+. 3 speed. All 3 hit. Head, arms, legs are going to take 2 damage each. She'll dodge the legs. She'll only dodge once a turn. Alright, that is actually the white lion's turn. Size her up again. That time it does work. 2 brain damage and knockdown. It's very possible. It's incredibly possible. Because she's now going to drag her 7 spaces and deal 2 damage to her arms, which causes severe injury. It's a bleed token. And it's a 1. She's dead. Dive shock. Your vision fades along with the sight of your mangled, armless torso. And that's game. Like, full game. There are no returning survivors. There's no jewelry for the white lion to take. Nobody's returned. We do get 3 resources from dead people. So that's kind of nice, I guess. Corpulent man reclines on a chair, carried on the backs of four cloaked men. He offers to sell the settlement many amazing treasures. Each of them may be purchased once. I don't even have that much resources. Oh, and I want that. I really wanted that shiny, sexy jeweled thong. Oh well. Next game. Right. So there's only two members of the settlement left. There's Tebrin and Valeria. Valeria has a fear of the dark. She can't even depart. So I'm just gonna call this settlement. The settlement is done. It's true. All right. So I'm not going to start a new settlement tonight. So this stream will be over for tonight. Next Saturday we will continue our with a new settlement as the uh, later survivors wake up in the black darkness and get attacked by a lion. Gel, if you're still there and listening, that'd be the perfect time for you to join in because the prologue fight is always at the beginning of a new campaign. And it will show us how to fight. It tells you how to play the game. So if anybody wants to join and join me in Discord and play the game with me, you're more than welcome. As you can see, that way we can have a bit more banter during the stream. In case chat's as dead as it was tonight. But thanks everybody for coming out. I think I'm going to call it for tonight. Let's see. Is there anybody still streaming at this hour? Let's go. Hey, that'd be awesome, man. Let me know. I usually stream from 10 to 2 my time. All right, we're going to raid my cousin here. When we get into the chat, just, type this in. Because he doesn't know the way. I appreciate everything everybody does for my stream. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the subs. If you got Amazon Prime, don't forget that you get a free sub. Just link your Twitch account to your Amazon Prime and hit that sub button. Have a good night, everybody.